Java has some classes that will hold date and time information in memory. The newest of them is an abstract class named Calendar and its subclass named Gregorian Calendar. The Calendar class is really sort of an upgrade of the original class named Date. Let me show you how to use the Date class. If you need to, you can read up on the Calendar class and use it instead. It works about like the Date class, but you can do some other things too. This program creates a date object containing the default of the current date and time. Now, inside the date object, the date and time value is stored as a 64-bit long value, and you can call methods and interpret this information and display the date any way you would like. In this example, a date format object is used to format the date into various forms of a text string. First, the new object is created. By default, it's initialized with the current date and time. Next, the date object is converted directly into a string. As you'll see here in a little bit, this string is based on the current time zone and current locale. The locale determines the language, order of information, and general format of the date string. In addition to the locale setting of the computer, you can also specify that you would like the date in one of the 4 internal formats. They are short, medium, long, and full. In each case, the getDateInstance method is called to get a date format object that will format the date in a specific way according to the argument setting. Calling the format method then formats the date object into a string object of that format. These date format objects that are returned from this getDateInstance call are formatted for another locale. There are lots of locale values as defined in the locale object. This is just some of them. There are actually more than the ones defined in the locale object, but the major ones are included for convenience. Anyway, the same date formatted in all these ways shows up like this. You can see that there is quite a variety of ways in which the date can be formatted for display. You can just let your program default as to locale, and the locale setting of each machine will be used, and this makes your program portable to other locations and other languages. There are other methods than the getDateInstance that will return objects to do the formatting. There is, for example, getTimeInstance that will format only the time portion of the data, and there is getDateTimeInstance that will format the date and time in a combination. You can also go the other direction. The date class has a method named Parse that will read the text string of a date and convert it to internal time and date data. Now this program contains the date and time in a string. Now the format for the date and time this way is a bit loose. Generally speaking, if you can look at it and tell what's what, so can the software. A new date format object is gotten with a call to the static getInstance method. And the parse method of the date format object is used to scan the string and extract the values from it. This is done inside a try block because if there is an error in the input string, a parse exception is thrown. And finally, 2 lines are displayed. The first one simply shows the input string, and the second one displays the data in the date object that was read from the string. Here you can see that the program correctly scanned and interpreted the date as being the Ides of March 2006.